Thanks for inviting me to watch the game, man. I was kind of bored tonight.
No problem, man.
Hey, by the way, I've been meaning to ask. You notice something kind of weird about the new guy?
Nah, the new guy? I haven't noticed anything.
Привет!
What's up, man?
За любовь.
To love. I like that.
Yeah, me too. I haven't noticed anything different about him, though.
Yeah, just can't put my finger on it.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team, that is a dub! God, I love beating the Caps. That was a weird game. That was a costly game. That was a no one's really happy when it's over game, other than the fact that we won, which is great, I guess. But biggest storyline, obviously, as Marchand goes down with an injury after a questionable hit from Hathaway. I'm going to go with questionable. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with questionable. Big hits in this one. Always big hits with the Caps. Fuck the Caps, man. Fuck them. But we got that dub. 2 important points. Coming into this game, the Caps are 4-4-2 in their last 10. Their power play was terrible. 28th in the league, I believe. That made me think, when I'm doing my pre-game research, I saw that one. They're definitely scoring 3 power play goals against us. I fucking love when I'm wrong about this shit. I love it when I'm wrong about stuff like that. They are top 10 in goals allowed per game and goals for per game, meaning they don't allow a lot of goals, but they do score a lot of goals, which I found weird because their goaltending, Vanacek and Samsonov, I think that's the 2. Not great. Average, right? At best. They've kind of been average. Going into this game, you want to talk about another thing I'm wrong about? We're going into this game, and in my head, I went, well, we have advantage in net. Our goaltending has been way better than theirs this season. Omar, outside of a couple blips, really that one big blip a couple games ago, Omar's been steady. He looked really good when he took over for Rask last game. Feel good about it. Boy, was I wrong. Omar did start, and he looked like big old poopy diapers. Really not good. But that's okay, because the team in front of him kind of bailed him out on this one. Foligno is back in the lineup. Steen got bumped out. It's going to be Foligno's in, Steen's out. Then Steen's in, Bleed is out. And then Bleed's going to come in, and Foligno's going to need a break. And then there's other guys that'll be, Frederick will be in there. And different mixtures of guys will be bumped around in the bottom 6. Probably not going to be a thing here because Bleed looks to be injured. So we're actually just going to be able to slot people in, and we're waiting on people to get back from injury. Foligno's game was exactly where he left off. I want to like Foligno so badly. I really do. I really want to like him. He is such a non-factor to me during these games. There are some nice plays. There are also some dumb plays. Never dumb, actually. That's not fair. Never dumb. Just bad. The guy never makes a dumb play. Just fails to execute, I guess I'd say. He's such a non-factor every game I watch with him. And it's not about getting on the score sheet, not about the box score stuff. It's just every time he has the puck, he dumps it in deep, he chases, there's a little bit of hoopla, and it goes back the other way. Defensively, same thing. He gets physical, clears people off the walls, sometimes wins a battle, sends it up, or he turns it over and it doesn't get sent out. Foligno is such a non-factor. He's a 500 guy, right down the middle every time. Never a game have I been like, wow, Foligno. Did I say it right that time? I think I did. Foligno. I'm just so bummed. I'm still hoping he turns a corner here. I want to like him so much. I have seen jack shit all to really get excited about it. Anyway, that's my Foligno rant. Rest of the lines remain the same. Yes, that means Clifton is still in. Our back 6 were really not that bad tonight. And I saw a lot of people get upset about the goals that were going in. We didn't allow many chances or shots. and the goals that went in weren't really on the defense. Yeah, the failed clearances are killing me, but our structure was there. Omar could have had a shutout tonight, man. He really could have. We'll get into it. We'll get into that. Puck drops and 4 minutes in. Now this is the goal that I blame Olmark the least for. Kuznetsov is coming into the zone on the left side. It's a recovery of the puck. They've had the puck a little bit. He is below the left dot. And he's got Forbort right in front of him. I mean, he might be below the left circle. This is very little angle to shoot at this. And Forbort is right in front of him, but Forbort isn't attacking. He's standing his ground. Not a great move in hindsight. I also would have been very critical if he pinched forward toward him and Kuznetsov deked his dick off and then roofed it. So I'm going to be unfair if I sit here and go, you should have attacked. I don't want to be unfair. Hindsight, though, Forbort maybe wanted to get a little more into the lane here. Olmark's holding the post, and Kuznetsov, what a shot. This is right over the shoulder, top of the net, and down. 4 minutes in, down a goal off of a beauty of a shot. I said it earlier, the more I think about the shot, the more I think I'm wrong. I don't know too many goalies that are stopping that. Impeccable placement. If the guy has half an inch to shoot at and he scores, you kind of just got to go, good on you. Fuck it, I'll stop the next one, right? So maybe I shouldn't have said shutout. Olmark could have had a better game. How about that? But 1 minute later, it's going to be 2 weird goals in a row. That's a brilliant goal, but weird. Pasta takes the zone, drop past to Hall, who's behind him, and Pasta immediately jams his way through the 2 defenders. You know the typical setup. It's a 2-on-2, really a 1-on-2. He just flies right through them. They don't make contact with him physically. Hall shuffles this puck through the 2. It's a wobbler. Here's where it gets cerebral. Pasta turned his body, turned his hips, so he's almost skating backwards. Gets contact and shields the puck a little bit. Gets contact with that puck and just tips it into him. So his butt is facing the left wall, tips the puck into him. So he's able to kind of caress it around an attacking Vanacek and just dunks this. That is a really smart play. Really weird goal because it was just Hall shoving the puck through 2 guys. And luckily enough, Pasta's able to handle it. That's not all luck. Pasta's got that skill, but what a weird start to this game. 1-1. I thought that was a hell of a goal by Pasta. That is going to be an underrated goal because he just got the tap in to finish it. That's a sweet move in my book. Oh, I even have a note about Foligno with a massive stick lift to prevent a 2-on-1. A 2-on-1 in our zone. And then has an awful turnover in the offensive zone. The man giveth, the man taketh. I'm just saying. Welcome back, though. I am glad to have him back. I really do want to root for this guy and want him to be successful. And he's not a negative. He's just right down the middle. 12 minutes left in the period. Hall is going to go for high sticking. We kill it. Our penalty kill was great. Their power play, I don't know. They were moving the puck. They were staying in the zone, so I don't really want to criticize them too much, but they went 0 for 4, so fuck them. Sucked. 10 minutes left in the period. And this was the moment I went, okay, it has begun. Hall takes the puck right into Vanacek. He had options. It was a condensed play. He was trying to score. This wasn't some rough and tough play. He was trying to score. Everything collapses in. Chippiness starts, and you just go, that's all this game needs. Capitals and Bruins every time. You just need one little flare. And boom, it's on. And it got physical. Shortly after this, Marchand is going to go for tripping Jensen. And the broadcast was appalled. Appalled. He tripped him, and then when he was down, he got him with a little shiv right there. You know, normal hockey that you see every time you watch a hockey game. Where a player, you hit him down, you felt like he took kind of a dive. I wouldn't call this a dive. So you give him a little. He didn't take his sticking. But you give him a little. We see that 40 times a game. The broadcast was appalled. How dare he? He didn't get an extra 2 minutes? What are these referees doing? I'm too critical of broadcasters. I know I am. Fuck, man. that was one moment that really stood out to me as, what are we doing? What are we doing? Call the game, guys. We kill it. 4:30 left, and this, we're going to talk about it. Bleed gets green lit by Wilson. Green lit. Head down. Didn't see him come until the last second. Had the puck. It just got off his stick. Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of time there with the puck's gone. This was shoulder to chest all the way through. A massive open ice hit. Bleed out for the rest of the game after this. Upper body injury. The result sucks, obviously. But this hit, here's the great part about hockey, about being a fan. You can watch this hit happen and you go, okay, what if Carlo did that to someone? Would I be upset about that hit? The answer is very obviously no. So maybe Tom Wilson didn't do anything wrong on this one. Obviously, after the hit, the crowd starts cheering "Fuck Tom Wilson" very loudly. It's a nice little chant. Bleed, not going to return, like I said. Not a dirty hit. A huge hit. A hit that reminds us one of the reasons we really enjoy hockey. An unfortunate result. That's it. But I did see a lot of people saying that they wanted to see a response from a player. And honestly, I'm more of a respond on the scoreboard time to get kind of guy. But McAvoy goes behind Vanecek's net. Van Riemsdyk has his head down, and he just threw him. Erupts. Completely destroys the man. Does not injure him. I don't believe, at least. I think he was continued to be in the game, which is great. But it's a solid hit. It's a clean hit. And you had your little response to what Tom Wilson did. Great. Period's going to end 1-1. 4:33 into the second. Hala is going to go for holding. We kill it. 6:48, and this is the big one. Interference. Hathaway steers him into the boards. Puck's not there anymore. Marchand doesn't expect this kind of contact at this moment. It doesn't look like. He gets up favoring that shoulder, and he goes to the bench. Gets it looked at. Goes for a shift. Can't do it. Goes back to the bench, sits there with ice and massages, and then down to the dressing room. We're going to talk about this at the end of the video, but you want to talk about a massive loss, about a season-altering injury. This would be it. During our power play, the Caps are going to have a chance to score. They fail on that. Grizz collects the missed shot and sees Pasta cherry picking. Now, here's the funny thing. You're shorthanded. How is someone cherry picking behind you? How are you letting that happen? Grizz has a surgical pass up through the neutral zone to get to Pasta. Pasta takes a little bit to collect, but has a huge breakaway. Goes inside, outside. Squeaks underneath a sprawled out Vanecek. That is 2-1. And you feel so good. 7:22 left in the period. Smith is going to go for tripping. Shortly after, a few minutes later, 4:30-ish left. And Jensen's going to bumble the puck on the blue line. And DeBrusk's just going to take it. And he has years on this breakaway. He gets stoned. Absolutely stoned. Puck gets sent to the wall, comes back the other way. A little bit of offensive time for the Caps. And then this is just Eller shooting from the left dot, and Olmark whiffs, man. Off the glove, helmet, and in. Just whiffs on this. This is a save he can make in his sleep. And he just whiffs on it. That's a bummer. That's a huge goal for the Capitals late in the second to tie the game. But it brought something to mind. Me knowing what happened in the third period with DeBrusk and how good he was and even got a really important goal. But I want to point out that this is such a little diorama of Jakey's last couple of years. He has a huge scoring opportunity to put us up by 2 goals and give us a little breathing room. And he gets stoned. And unfairly, because people don't score on every breakaway in this league, it comes back and it goes in our net. And people are going to go, fucking Jakey, dude, just score. Right? That's not fair. But I will point out that it just seems that he is such a lightning rod for scoring opportunities, which he is. There's one thing you can always say about DeBrusque is it feels like 2 or 3 times a game he has the puck in front of the net, but he gets stoned. Big moments pass him by all the time. And I don't think it's fair to criticize DeBrusque for this because I don't think it's like a thing with him. It's just a weird trend. I don't think the player chokes in big moments. I think it's just a really weird, statistically this is unlikely, but he can't catch a break with this stuff. We talk about how he's snake bitten at times. But remember all those times you're like, Jesus, he's snake bitten? Every game, it's like he has the puck with 2 feet of room on the net and he just can't get it to go in. What a weird aura around this player. And again, I don't want to blame that second goal on him because it's not fair to do so. But it really did remind me of like, man, Jake, you just can't catch a break. You really can't. Third period, though, he did. So I guess that's all a wash. 5 minutes into the third, power play. Kuznetsov, slashing. We don't do shit with it. 10:30 left. Ullmark makes a huge save to keep it tied. I'm not even breaking down these plays, just pointing them out because it is important to note Ullmark did make the big save, kept us tied. It's important. 11:25 down the left side of the offensive zone. DeBrusque fires the puck from a 0 angle. Vanecek makes a save. Kuznetsov goes to smack the puck away. Leaks through Vanecek, and it's twirling. And Bergeron, woo! And DeBrusque, woo! They start cheering, right? They're excited. They think they scored. Ref waves it off. Keep playing, because Kuznetsov got behind and cleared the puck out as soon as it crossed the line. So I'm sitting there. I trust Bergeron's eyes. So I'm sitting there like, we just scored a goal. Fuck yeah. About 20 seconds of play went by, and then the horn goes. I don't know who makes that decision, but he launches the horn to stop play, to say, hey, that was a goal. They go back to review. It did cross, just barely. DeBrusque's goal, Bergeron was cheering because it went in. I don't even know if Bergeron thought he got a piece of this, but he did do the high five line like he did, so I don't know. Either way, DeBrusque gets the goal. Huge goal. Lucky bounce for him. Guess what? He fucking deserves one. He had a hell of a third period. I really thought so. Problem is, this team has an issue that it's had all year. 30 seconds later, Carlo is behind our net fighting off a forechecking Protas. That sounds like a gross name, by the way. Protas? Sounds like a gross name. I don't like it. Carlo tries to fling a pass to Vakanainen, who's kind of backpedaling along the wall. Tom Wilson just picks it off easily. It's a bad pass by Carlo. He feeds Backstrom, who's up on the left side of the right dot. Beats Ullmark short side. Quick. Again, Ullmark, that would have been a huge save for us. Do I really blame you that much? No. But you definitely take ownership on that one beating you. How about we talk about Carlo, that terrible turnover, and not being able to handle the forecheck there. Vakanainen also should have had a better outlet for him. There's a litany of woes that led to this goal. Starts with Carlo, though. So here we are, 3-3, and the refs are going to rescue us. Forbort gets tripped by Dowd. This looked like another play where I'm like, we see this a lot in hockey, and they both go into the wall. Forbort's first, and he just tumbles back. I don't know. Feels like a play we see a lot, and I was surprised they called it. But, look, those calls go against you too. So we're just going to take it when we can. And our power play looks terrible. But at the time, I was like, this looks bad. We're going to go to the overtime. This sucks. We deserved this win in regulation. We deserved to be up by more goals than we were. I really thought so. DeBrusque takes the puck down the left side again. And this time, there's no panic. He holds it. And I thought he overheld it at first. I was like, move the fucking thing. He holds it. And he waits. And for some reason, the Caps get too small. Their square gets really limited. and they leave the high slot wide open. McAvoy comes in. It's a beautiful pass from DeBrusk. McAvoy uses a defender as a screen, and Sniper-Rooney and cheese! Top blocker corner, ping! In 4-3, final score. Read 'em and weep! That was such a goal. That was such a goal. Huge. Game notes. I miss Zaboral. Just the Zaboral we saw before he went down this season, I think would be very, very beneficial to this team right now. I think there's a few... I caught, there was a fly. You can see it. I'm keeping that in. You can see that Clifton's not it right now. And I was really critical of Clifton last year. And I liked Clifton's game to start this year. And right now I'm not enjoying his game. I still think Vakanainen isn't there yet. There's some good, there's some bad. I still think he's not there yet. We miss Riley, I guess, a little bit. But if Riley's your savior, you're probably in a bit of trouble. I really do miss Zaboral. Olmark had a rough night. I think it's fair to point that out. I've been very high on Olmark. I think it's fair to point out he had a rough one. We're going to move on. Marchand injury is obviously the biggest story out of this. Bleed, obviously injured as well. But, I mean, no offense to Bleed, but we're comparing maybe the best left winger in the game right now to a bottom six guy. Sorry, Bleed. Love you. If he's out for a long amount of time, we could be talking about missing the playoffs. If he's out for the season, well, I'm certainly just not going to hold a lot of stock on what we do this season. If he's out for a week, then this conversation seems pretty fucking stupid. So I'm just going to be really concerned for a little while. Cassidy had no update. He did think the hit was dirty. I don't think too many people would argue with that. It is what it is. Hockey's a rough game. It happens. Let's just see what happens out of it. Last thing, and probably the most interesting thing, DeBrusk was bumped to the first line rather than split up the second. They wanted to bump DeBrusk up to the first. I loved that decision. I thought the second line was looking really good. And DeBrusk responded really well. That's really good for a player like that to get that opportunity and to respond, because DeBrusk has not always responded to those opportunities. He's very well liked by the players on this team. So I think they really are genuinely rooting for him. It was really nice to see. It was. I will be interested to see if they do that full time if Marchand misses a couple games. I doubt it, but it's possible. All right, guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. I got nothing else to say. Go Bees!